A little further, and all of a sudden he realized that he needed a place to stay, and he had to stay in an old fisherman's shack. Poor Prince Rupert. But something very strange happened. He made a wish for some plain old pot of stew, and all of a sudden he looked down and there was a pot sitting in front of him. What he didn't know was that pot wasn't really a pot, it was a boggle. A boggle is a spirit that lives in the bog and turns into whatever you're thinking of. Yes. And the boggle had heard him complaining about being so hungry and only wanting a little bit of stew. So he turned himself into a pot. Of course, there wasn't any stew in it. But be that as it may, I'm going to be having to tell you this story at another time because we're just about out of time. But I can tell you a song about the boggle. It's a good song about a boggle. Rare boggle, a rattling boggle, a boggle down in the valley, yo. Rare boggle, a rattling boggle, a boggle down in the valley, yo. And on that bubble there was a tongue, a rare tongue, a rattling tongue on the boggle down in the valley, yo. Rare boggle, a rattling boggle, a boggle down in the valley, yo. Rare boggle, a rattling boggle, a boggle down in the valley, yo. And on that tongue there was a frog, a rare frog, a rattling frog, frog on the tongue and the bubble and the bubble and the bubble down in the valley, yo. Rare bubble, rattling bubble, the bubble down in the valley, yo. Rare bubble, rattling bubble, the bubble down in the valley, yo. And on that frog there was a fly, a rare fly, a rattling fly, fly on the frog and the tongue and the tongue and the bubble and the bubble and the bubble down in the valley, yo. Rare bubble, rattling bubble, the bubble down in the valley, yo. Rare bubble, rattling boggle, a boggle down in the valley, yo. And on that fly there was a flea, a rare flea, a rattling flea, flea on the fly and the frog and the frog and the tongue and the bubble and the bubble and the bog down in the valley, yo. Rare boggle, a rattling boggle, a boggle down in the valley, yo. Rare boggle, a rattling boggle, a boggle down in the valley, yo. And on that flea there was a mite, a rare mite, a rattling mite, mite on the flea and the flea on the fly and the frog and the tongue and the tongue and the bubble and the bubble and the bog down in the valley. Rare boggle, a rattling boggle, a boggle down in the valley, yo. Rare boggle, a rattling boggle, a boggle down in the valley, yo. Oh, and so that bogle slapped that mite and swatted that fly and swallowed that frog and gave a burp in the bog down in the valley, yo. Rare boggle, a rattling boggle, a boggle down in the valley, yo. Rare boggle, a rattling boggle, a boggle down in the valley, yo. Huzzah! Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Oh, and I'm glad you came.